Hello, and welcome to Marketplace with Charles, brought to you by Art of Skincare. Art of Skincare, bringing out the beauty in you. I am Charles Ngobeni. On Marketplace, we aim to empower, encourage, and equip you with the right tools needed to move closer to you achieving your entrepreneurial dreams. Each week, we bring you insight from experts in different fields of business, men and women of faith, and also from ordinary people from all walks of life. Today, we go ahead and continue to explore the subject of integrity in business. I introduce you an inspirational speaker, an author, a business consultant. As an inspirational speaker, I am sure, and I hope he is also sure, to get you thinking about the issues that matter in life and in your business today. Help me welcome Trevor Kamoto with me today in your living room, hotel room, or wherever you may be watching this show from. Last week, my guest, Trevor, listed 3 resources that we need to discuss in this program, namely your time, your energy, and money, of which last week we devoted so much time discussing about money. We identified money as an enabler of success in life, but most importantly, also in business, where we said that how it is allocated and how it is used can spell the difference between success and failure. Yeah. Trevor.
Yes, sir.
Welcome once more in Marketplace with Charles.
Thank you very much for having me once again, sir. It is always a pleasure.
We discussed, we talked more about money last week.
Yes.
And this time we want to continue with the other 2 resources.
Yes.
Which is time
and energy.
And energy.
Yes, sir.
What do you mean by managing time?
Yeah. Look, time is a very lucrative and important resource for any individual on this earth. Mm-hmm. And how you go about allocating that time is actually very important in determining whether you achieve or you don't achieve your personal goals or your business goals. Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, we need to understand that time as a resource is what we have at our disposal.
Yes.
So the manner in which you choose to invest that time determines the kind of individual you become.
You invest.
Yes.
Okay.
You invest, because we should always remember that as an individual, mm-hmm. whatever it is that you allocate your time into or you allocate your time to, you are making a transaction or making an investment into that thing. You must remember that as an individual, as a human being, whatever it is you do is a transaction and you are the currency. Mm-hmm. So when you invest time into whatever particular thing, you are actually investing yourself in that thing. Now, whether it be good, whether it be bad, but at the same time or at a point in time, whatever return you are going to get on it will depend on where you invested it into. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm.
So we need to spend time with the right people.
That's correct. You need to spend time with the right people doing the correct things. Now, it's also important to remember that we are the sum total of the people that we spend our time with. Mm-hmm. So if you spend time with 4 people who are of whatever characteristic, you are the 5th person who's like that. You see, so it's important to understand that whoever we spend our time with ultimately has an impact on our lives, whether it is their habits, their characteristics, or certain traits that they have. You will find those things rubbing off on you without you even knowing, just merely by you spending more time with them.
So if you spend, are you saying we're just like chameleons? In other words?
Yeah, pretty much.
Uh-huh.
Because if you spend more time with such people, remember that as individuals, we learn or we become through habit. So if you spend more time with a particular person, you don't need to be focusing a specific amount of time and say, now I'm going to take Charles' characteristics, or now I'm going to take Charles's habits. But if you find yourself spending more and more and more time with that person, you find yourself, chances are, thinking like that person, talking like that person, and chances are doing things like that person. So which is why it's important to have the right kind of people around you. Because remember, as a human being, you've got the subconscious mind and you've got the conscious mind. And now the subconscious mind takes things in without us knowing. You see a particular picture or you see a particular reaction. I don't need to make a decision and say, now that I saw Charles speaking like that, now I'm going to speak like that. But if I spend more time with you and you say something in a particular way, and I keep spending more and more time with you, it is taken into my subconscious mind. And a few weeks down the line or a couple of days down the line, I'm no longer with you. And I find myself saying something that you said, even in your absence. And now that is particularly how it works. So the amount of time we spend with specific people, it matters. That's why you need to choose the company that you keep. It's unfortunate that you can't discard or fire everybody in your life, because unfortunately some of the people who are negative for you, you happen to be family or friends with. But you need to limit the kind of time you spend with negative people. You see, because in essence, it's going to determine the kind of individual you potentially become.
But also those negative people, they need you.
That is correct.
Because if ever we're like chameleons,
Yeah.
and if we don't associate ourselves with the negative people completely,
Yeah.
then it means the negative people will be doomed for death.
Will remain negative.
Yes.
That's very true, actually. So that is why you need a steady balance in life. Remember that whoever is in your life is either one of two things. They are either depositors or they are withdrawers in your life. So you need to maintain a steady balance. I'm actually glad that you mentioned that, because we're going to end up seeming as though we are sidelining the negative people. You need a balance of two individuals in your life, the depositors and the withdrawals. So you know that if I spend time with this person, I'm going to leave inspired, motivated, and challenged to do more and to be more. And you know that if I spend certain amount of time with this person, I'm going to be thinking in a particular way. So the one thing that we should guard against is spending more time with people who are withdrawing from our lives than people who are depositing into our lives.
You see, for every 10 people that surrounds you, try by all means to get 8 depositors and 2 withdrawals. So that the 2 withdrawals, you should also try and help them to become like you. And in that way, that will also be the seed that you are planting yourself in order for you to move to your next level. And on that note, we'll take a short break. Stay with us. Welcome back to Marketplace with Charles. I am still sitting here with Trevor. And before the break, he spoke about spending time with the right company and doing the right things. Here's my question to you, Trevor. What are the right things that ought to be done?
Yeah. That is a very, if I can put it, it's a very, I don't know if, I think relative would be the word to use.
Yes.
Because the right thing for you isn't necessarily the right thing for me. And that, in essence, boils down to the issue of purpose. Because, like I mentioned before, that each and every one of us have specific purposes that we are here on earth for. So the right thing for you is when you engaged in activities that are in line with your purpose and calling for your life. Because that is what you were created to do. That is what you were called to do. So if you engage in activities that are in line with that purpose, that is the right thing for you. And now what is the right thing for me? Same thing. Engaging in activities that are in line with my purpose. Because the problem or the mistake that many of us commit is if I see someone else next to me doing something that is beneficial for them and I see that they are actually excelling in whatever business or job or craft they are in, I now run and want to emulate what they're doing because I see them succeeding, forgetting that there's a particular gift that I may have or that I have that if I work on will actually allow me to experience success in that specific gift and calling. So the right things for you are the things which are in line with the purpose and calling for your life, which is why it's important to discover your purpose. In my book, I mentioned that it's important to discover purpose because a life that has no purpose discovered is pretty much a life wasted. So the ultimate success in life is when you discover your purpose and you walk in that purpose. Yes.
And what does procrastination has to do with all of this that we're discussing today?
Wow. See, procrastination is very important because as individuals, we find it easy.
Is it important?
To understand.
Okay.
It's important to understand procrastination.
Okay, thank you.
Because we find ourselves putting things off and saying, I'll do it later, I'll do it later, I'll do it later. It's like whenever you've got a dream or a vision of some sort and you say, I'll do it one day or I'll do it someday. The calendar is 12 months and none of those months have a day called someday or one day. So you've got a dream that you have, but you keep on saying to yourself, I'll do it someday, I'll do it one day. And then when that one day comes, you're procrastinating again to the other day. See, some author once said that procrastination is like a credit card. It's all fun and games until you must pay for it. You see, because when you get to a point where you realize that 2017 has gone past and now 2018 is also going by and you think to yourself, I'll do that thing in March or I'll do it in April or whenever. And then by the time you wake up, you realize that it's December and you're wishing people Merry Christmas, but all the goals you had for the year, you didn't achieve either one of them because you kept on procrastinating.
You know, in my book, Unlocking Your Success Code, I'm talking about go blindly.
Yes.
Taking it from the story of this person who was blind.
Yeah.
And Jesus spit and mixed his spit with salt to make mud.
Yes.
You know, and put it on his eyes.
Yes.
And he said to him,
Go and wash.
Go and wash. If it were me and you,
Yes.
I would have complained.
First of all, how does he put spit on your eyes? That would have been one thing somebody else would have complained about.
But most importantly, when you go to Jesus, you expect healing.
Yeah.
You expect deliverance.
Yes.
He's saying I must go and I'm still blind.
Yes. Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
But the guy did not question. He went. And as he was washing, he received his sight.
Yes.
In other words, you start even before you are ready.
Yes. True.
The opportunity of a lifetime lies within the lifetime of that opportunity.
Wow. That's actually very powerful.
Once you miss it, it's gone, it's gone.
Yeah.
And that's an opportunity which has got the potential to change you.
Yes.
You need only one opportunity in your lifetime for your life to be turned around.
Yes, that's correct.
And once that life opportunity is gone, it's gone.
And you'll never experience it again.
I looked into the 10 lepers.
Yes.
You remember them?
Yes.
And what did Jesus say to them? And what does the Bible say? As they went, they received
Their healing.
But they not received it there. But as they went, in other words, you need to take a step of faith.
Yes, that's true.
And start going.
Yes.
And start doing something.
You need to allocate some action to it.
And stop procrastination.
Yes, because often the mistake that we sometimes make is to think that faith is a substitute for action. You think that because you've got faith in the belief that something will happen, you must sit and not do anything.
In fact, I would say faith and prayer is a poor substitute for doing.
Yes, that's correct. And that is actually, by and largely, some of the reasons why you find a lot of believers who actually don't understand why they find themselves in financial positions they don't understand. Because we tend to think that the more we pray, the more we fast, or the more you do certain things that are spiritual in prayer of your success will just come to you. But now it's not enough to shout, I receive on Sunday. You need to wake up on Monday and go pursue that business deal. Because what faith does is it makes the condition, or it makes the environment conducive. See, what faith does is it opens the soil. You still need to go put the seed in there. You see, faith doesn't just do everything for you, because that is the mistake we often make. We tend to think because I believe in something happening, it will happen. And it's not so, because even the Bible does cite that faith without works is dead.
So faith is like a manure to the ground.
Exactly.
But you still have to go and plow the ground.
Yes, it still needs that touch from you. It still needs that action from you, because until you go and actually action whatever goal you have, it will always remain something you are faithful about, something you are hopeful for, but it will never happen.
You can pray and pray as much as you want.
Yeah.
But if you need to drink that water, you need to stretch your hand and take it and go for a break.
God bless you. This is Apostle Abraham. I want you to seriously consider studying the Word of God. I have seen what it does in people's lives, and I want to make that invitation to you. We believe that we are the only free lecture student Bible school in the world. Fully correspondence and enabling you to receive your PhD from the United States of America at Lighthouse Seminary. When God calls you, He's going to call you through His Word. Make a decision today to study the Word of God. Contact us today, because God is calling you to train you, equip you, activate, and release you into His kingdom. God bless you.
Welcome back to Marketplace with Charles. We are now wrapping this episode, Trevor.
Yes, sir.
We discussed it well in depth last week, and we continue today. Let's wrap it.
Yeah.
I want you to take us through the energy.
Yes.
As a resource. Are you telling me these lights that I have here is a resource?
Yes.
Or what do you mean by energy as a resource?
Look, I think it's also very important to understand how our energy and time is closely linked to each other. Because if we are to break it down as simply as possible, energy just means what you put your time into, what you invest yourself into.
Okay.
You see, because for example, in the kind of world that we live in, it is very easy for you to put energy into all the wrong things, or into all the things that do not bear any fruits for you, or into all the things that are not conducive for your life. So that is how you invest your energy. For example, I'll put it in the context of a young person. Because we know that as young people, we are young, we are energetic, we can go anywhere, anytime with even less responsibilities. So if at that point in time you are allocating all of your energy into partying, into all these things that actually have no benefit into your life, then at a particular point in time when that energy has run out, you will actually find yourself in distress, and you'll find yourself in a very sad position than the one which you would have actually imagined for yourself. So the manner in which you invest your energy is also important because it determines by and largely if you achieve your personal goals or you do not.
So I heard you saying the other day, energy is time bound.
Yes.
Can you elaborate on that?
Because like I actually mentioned earlier that we actually judge energy or we actually assess energy through means of time. Because we need to understand where is it that you invest your time into. So the things that you invest your time into, we can safely say that is where you put your energy. Because like I mentioned earlier that your time is your resource and it is an investment that you make. So what are the things that you put your energy into? Are they things that are in line with achieving your overall goal or achieving your purpose and calling? Or are they things that are totally distant from whatever goals and dreams and visions you have for yourself?
There's one thing that I need to understand from you.
Yeah.
I think I'm a bit lost. How can then one plan their life
Yes.
in such a way that the right energy is made available at the right time?
Yeah. Wow.
Because I think the timing here should be crucial.
Yes. Yes.
It must be the right energy at the right time.
Correct.
Because the wrong energy at the right time will lead to failure.
Yes.
And the right energy at the wrong time will also lead to failure.
Yes. It must actually be a balance of the two. It must be a perfect intersection where these two meet.
The right energy at the right time.
The right energy at the right time.
Help me with that.
Because I'll again make the example with young people. At a point in time where you need to be investing your time into education, into your career, into bettering your life, into investing in yourself in terms of education and knowledge, that is the time wherein you must be focused on bettering yourself. But now you get young people who are actually not taking advantage of that opportunity that they have at their disposal. Now, what does that mean? They've got energy at that time. That is the right time for them to allocate that energy into their studies, but then they do not. And you'll find that at a later point in time wherein you need to reap the benefits of whatever it is that you have sown, you are now a bit older. You are no longer as energetic as you were at a younger age. You see, now you need to be accomplishing or achieving certain things in life. You no longer have the energy that you had. But now what's happening? It's also the incorrect time. You find yourself at that point in time, you are 40, you are 50, you are still thinking, what would I have done if I had taken that opportunity to get my diploma or to get my degree? And now you are living a life of regret. Because at the right time, wherein you were supposed to invest the right energy, you did the opposite. And actually the same applies even in your business. Because when you are still starting out, chances are you still have that time to invest in your business, and that is the energy that you have. So you need to be investing it into that business to ensure that it grows, to ensure that it becomes the kind of business that you dream of or the kind of business that you want. And then if you fail to invest that energy into it, a year or two down the line, wherein you are now less on resources than when you started out, you are regretting all of the things that you messed up in the beginning, because you didn't allocate that energy appropriately.
Okay. Have you documented this in your books? Because you said you're an author.
Yes.
And if so, how many books do you have? And take me through your books.
Yes, so far I only have one. It was released in 2017. It's titled The Greatness Journal. It's
The Greatest?
The Greatness Journal.
Journal.
Yes,
okay.
Waking Up to Greatness. It's actually a motivational and inspirational daily devotional. But it is centered around the notion that each and every one of us have greatness within us. It is just waiting to be discovered. Because as an individual or as individuals, we are termed as human beings. But the actual notion of being alludes to the process of becoming that we engage in. But now what happens throughout that process of becoming? You are a product of the experiences you undergo through that process of becoming. So that's where it's important to undergo the correct experiences with the correct people, investing the correct energy and so forth, so that the individual that you will be becoming is a human being that you are proud of.
And if someone out there wants a copy of your book, how do they get hold of it?
They can inbox me on my page on Facebook. It's Trevor Kamoto, I Speak Greatness. And then, it will be available very soon at other bookstores. At the moment, it was only available at the Africa Bookstore in Braamfontein and Vaal. But it should be available very soon at other bookstores as well.
And your closing remarks to the viewers and your contacts, if they need to book you for a speaking engagement, or do you do that?
Yes, I do that as well.
Okay.
They can book me on my email address. It is trevorkamoto@gmail.com. That's trevorkamoto@gmail.com. Or they can just pop me an inbox on Facebook at Trevor Kamoto, I Speak Greatness. And well, my parting comments is that, like I said, that each and every one of us have greatness within us. It is just a task that lies upon each and every one of us to discover that purpose, to walk in that purpose, and to ultimately discover our greatness.
Unleash that potential that is within you. We all have what it takes to be a great success. I love Joshua 1 verses 8, which says, "This book of law shall not depart from your mouth. You shall meditate on it day and night." You meditate, and not God meditating on your behalf, and no other person meditating on your behalf, but you shall meditate day and night, so that you will make your way prosperous. You make your way prosperous. For God has done it all.
Yeah.
Through the birth, the life, the death, and the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Everything that pertains to life and godliness has already been provided for. The ball is in your court. It's in your hands. This is Charles Ngobeni signing off on Marketplace with Charles. Marketplace, fighting poverty, creating billionaires. You can get hold of me on www.charlesngobeni.com or on Instagram, Charles_Ngobeni, or you can like me or follow me on Facebook, Charles Ngobeni. And God bless you.